media literacy, yo. Oh, the way to go. Come, oh, the way to go. Come weak, for creativity, reciprocity, for effectivity. Community talking, community acting, communication, the way to go. Community talking, community acting, communication, the way to go. Oh, come weak, communication, communication, for synodality, for ability, for community, for connectivity, compatibility, promoting media literacy.
Yes, so we are very happy to have you with us here on Fides Media. This is the Communication Week ongoing program, reaching you live from Fides Studio here in Awka, Anambra State. My name is Ife Aronwo-Kafo, and I welcome you especially to our interaction. Please come closer to your device. We have a very important topic to discuss, and everyone will take away something, I assure you. Get also ready to contribute, to be part of the conversation, because I'm sure that you have a lot to say. All right, so let me welcome my very amazing friends who are with me today, all from Fides. Dennis Joy is a presenter here at Fides TV, and also a co-member. Hi, Joy.
Hello, Mrs. Ife.
How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Okay. We also have Alexander Johnson Adejo, a production manager here at Fides.
I'm delighted to be here. Thank you
Happy
so much.
to see you, and happy Children's Day, right?
Yes. Of course.
Okay, so happy Children's Day to you watching us now. You can also put a message in the comment box for your children. Yes, let's not leave them out of this, because this interaction basically is for us and the generation that is coming on board.
Yeah.
It's for now and for the future, because we'll be talking about creating safe online spaces, fostering a culture of respect, kindness, and empathy. That's what we want to talk about, safe online spaces. And when you talk about safe environments, whether online, offline, think about the impact of hostile environments on vulnerable people like children. Just think about it for a moment, and then you find why everyone should be part of this conversation. Well, this is day 3 of Communication Week, so let's get into it. Safe spaces. Let's demystify this. What is a safe space, whether online or offline? Johnson will break the ice.
Well, I again thank you for having me on this platform. And I'll quickly want to use this opportunity to congratulate and celebrate every communication practitioner on this year's occasion of the Communications Week. Safe space, online or offline. I would think largely it would have to do with the contents we bring out. Now, I'll come from the angle where I feel there are some pages, websites, and then generally blogs that I feel are not safe for certain consumption. I'm coming from the angle of plus 18, right? And
yes.
then
X-rated.
Yes, X-rated.
Content.
And then you know we are in quotes Gen Z generation, where a child of about 10, 11 years already have a phone bought for him or her by his parent. And some of these children begin to practice cultivation theory, where they begin to act exactly what they get from these spaces. I think a lot needs to be done to censor what our children really have access to.
I think I'm supposed to be writing, I'm sorry, but I'm very academic, and when someone brings out something very vital, I'd like to take note. So you're coming from the angle of communication practitioners and how that censorship has become more urgent than ever.
Very important.
Yes. Okay. So now, communication practitioners. Thank you very much. Now, Joy, talk to us from your own perspective. What's a safe space?
Okay, thank you very much. I would like to say a safe space when it comes to the physical aspect has to be somewhere that I find comfort, where I am at my best, where I feel okay, I have this solace around me. That is what it means to be a place of solitude. That is what it means to be in your safe space. But when coming to the virtual aspect, it has to be a place where, because the media spaces is a place where we get to share opinions, we get to communicate, reach out to people. So a safe space virtually is somewhere that you can freely communicate your ideas without any fear of harassment, without any fear of hurtful words from anybody, where you can share opinions and you're so sure that you get a good or a positive feedback. Okay. So that's my submission on that.
All right, so we've had two perspectives in this regard. A safe space can be a platform, yes, where one is unlikely to be exposed to content that can deprave the person or harm morality. Secondly, a safe place is also a place where one can freely share ideas without fear of any hostility or being shut down or being shamed. So those are the two things we have taken from that. Now, the reason why we're discussing this is because in the world today, there are hardly safe spaces physically and even online. Yeah, so we find that hostility physically is being taken online, and even online, because of the anonymity, sometimes, you know, you're communicating with the person and it's hard to remember that this person is a human being with feelings because of the device that is the intermediary. Don't say the person. So it's difficult to relate with empathy sometimes. So why is it the case that we see lots of hostility? I've talked about anonymity, but are there other reasons why we find that the online space is considered unsafe, largely unsafe? Yeah, are there reasons why people will talk in a hostile manner to others online, insult them, bash them, and sometimes you think of that person who is saying all this online. Offline, most of them will not even go to that extent. Yeah, so what is going on? Why the conflicting personality that we see these days online?
Who goes first, Joy or myself?
I think Joy, yeah, will take it first now.
Okay, I would say the reason is because they've not been able to improve themselves. I think everything starts from the foundation. Whatever our parents usually say, charity begins at home. So whatever you are displaying out there is a product of yourself, how well you've been able to improve yourself. So I think they are lagging so much in self-awareness, self-improvement. If you're able to improve yourself, you'll be able to apply the necessary principles, courtesy that is demanded when you're on the virtual space. So we start from the foundations, lack of self-improvement.
Okay, so you're saying that somebody who is uncouth naturally is likely to be, very hostile online.
Yes.
A nasty person.
Yes.
Physically is likely to be. So what do you say, Johnson, about people who are quiet naturally and lions online?
I would want to first of all agree with Joy that home training has a role to play in this. Yeah, I can honestly vouch for my siblings. If someone tell me your sister just insulted me, no, they won't dare do that.
Even online.
Yes, I'm certain about that. Now, why? Because I know to an extent they have been cultured, and if for any reason they decide to go out of the box, and they will be dealt with for that. Then another factor I think is the society. The society, I mean, generally Nigeria has not helped us. Almost every Nigerian is living under pressure. What should ordinarily not provoke a right-thinking human being provokes a Nigerian. Everything is the hardship.
Yeah.
You know, they say an angry man Is it a hungry man is an angry man.
Yes.
And we are all hungry.
Are you sure?
I'm telling you the truth. I am.
I'm sure after this program, Father will give us
Then-
food.
most definitely
At least so
that-
that we'll not join the depraved
I beg you,
ones.
it's very important. Good morning could mean you are the one greeting him good morning, but he's seeing you telling him, why are you looking lanky?
Yes.
Because
or he may even say, what is good
what
about
is good
the morning?"
about the morning? So you can see that the society has really not helped us. Look at what's happened. I don't want to cite instances. What really happened recently in Anambra State with someone trying to advocate for some persons he feel are being marginalized. Their shops locked, were asked to pay 700,000 or something. Some angry youth wanted to take that advantage and want to start another protest. Everything is not gigi. Approach really matters, but generally I think the society has not helped us.
Okay, so I asked you what can make someone who is naturally meek and not confrontational become a lion online. But before you answer that question, we're happy to know that you're watching us from around Anambra State and across Nigeria and around the world. This is our third day communication week program here at Fides Media. This is day 3. And we're talking about creating safe online spaces, fostering a culture of empathy, kindness, and
Respect.
Yeah, respect. So you can put your comment in the comment box. Tell us what is an online space. Any of these questions that we're answering here, give us your perspective in the comment section. Give us an instance of how the online space, how your own experience. Would like to read your own experience and highlight some of the comments here. I'll see them on the screen as you drop them. You can also say Happy Children's Day to your children in the comment box. Yes, we're doing multiple things and we can do it. Yes, we have the ability.
Sure.
All right, so it's back to Johnston.
Well, I would think that lack of exposure. Yeah,
Okay.
it does. I've been exposed in this my little life. I've been exposed to certain things, and there are certain approach I would use to attend to certain issues. There is a what if principle I use for my life, and that helps me to avoid fights, disrespect, abuses online or
Okay.
even offline. I see people who bash people on their comment sections or drag people online as people who really have not seen life. If you've seen life, you will understand that there is more to life. And this man you are insulting and dragging today could be the access key you need tomorrow. So you must learn to tender respect. They say the respect is reciprocal. And I've learned from my leaders that there is a law called honor. That law is reversal. If you honor people in your manner of approach and in your daily engagements with them, just like that, you are automatically honored in life. You might not get to see it immediately, but it works that way. So people must learn to bring in this culture of respecting people, even online. You don't know him, but there are better ways you can approach this person. Even if he's coming from an attacking view, there is a way you can present your opinion. And instead of that person who was trying to make you a fool, he looks like the fool even before public opinion.
I agree with you because sometimes even silence, yes. Sometimes when I don't know what to say or I feel and this person is already being confrontational, I just ignore. Yeah, so ignore. We're already picking points on how not to get into social media fights. So now we have lots of bullies on social media. So are you a social media bully? I think that's a question we all should answer. Have you ever had to fight with people, call them derogatory names on social media just because you have your device and then you're saying, I'm in my house, come and beat me.
Come and beat me.
That's what they say. Yes, you hear that all the time. Yes, so, but what that does is that it is making our society hostile. Let's talk about some implications of hostile online environments. Joy, can you help us? What are the things happening in society you see today as a result of how the online digital space, the digital sphere has become so unbearable? And you know we cannot avoid it. Everything we do now, if you don't have the internet, some people cannot stay a day, in fact an hour, without checking their phones. Because it's our work tool. For some people, it's your office. Yeah. Yes, and you also want to interact with people, you want to know. So you find that the bulk of communication that we do these days is actually digital. Sometimes you don't talk to anybody in a day, you might not feel so, but you're communicating online almost every moment. So what do you see happening in society when there is hostile communication and all of that? What are some of the things that can?
I think it keeps increasing the rate of conflicts.
Okay.
Yeah, among people. It's not, like you mentioned, we already have issues with the society. So all of these daily draggings, bashing is really, really adding more. It's making people, I don't know, these days people are no longer living their normal lives. Everybody is trying to package themselves to fit into the standard. It's not making people bring out the innate version of themselves. So I think, first off, it is leading to certain conflicts among people, rising rates of conflicts. And also it is shielding people from bringing up their innate self, coming up naturally. And it is also dealing with self-esteem of the youth, young ones. They can't come up with... They
can't be expressive.
Yes, expressive. Even that case you noted of someone being calm and then lousy virtually, it's as a result of a depreciated form of self-esteem. You cannot... You want to do this thing because I feel we as humans, we are embedded with different all-round characteristics. You might see me as a person, I might be looking gentle. Doesn't mean I don't have the hot aspect of me. I only unleash it when it is needed. So the fact that they are being gentle doesn't mean they don't have that trait. So because of the lack of self-esteem, they just feel, okay, since they are behind their phone screens, they can always unleash that aspect. They are hiding. Yeah, that's the whole idea. They are hiding behind it.
So the digital device becomes a shield for people to unleash. So what you're saying is, when I study a person's online communication, I can actually tell the kind of person. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
That it actually brings out who exactly the person is. You know, that part of them that is unexpressed.
Yes.
Yes, something like avatars as well. Some people use it to express what they wouldn't ordinarily express because society has so held them back. So by your words online, we tell who you are. All right, Johnson.
Well, I'm afraid that the point I want to make now, some set of people might come for me, but then I feel, right, that one of the effect of having these bullies and these people trending online, it's actually giving room for a wrong interpretation of who Gen Zs are. Because these people are talking about are predominantly their age bracket. I'm talking about the Gen Z. My understanding of who a Gen Z is someone who was given birth to from the age of, I think, 2000 or thereabouts and now. But what they are redefining it to be is somebody who is rude online, somebody who is a bully online, somebody who does not have manner of approach. This is completely wrong, like I said.
No, there's a difference between a Gen Z and a Gen Z baddie.
Okay, so maybe I'm talking about the baddie.
Gen Z baddie.
Well, but I think it is wrong. It is wrong. We are completely getting it wrong. Just last week, a friend of mine got a job, and then honestly speaking, they did a track record of his posts online. That was what the company just needed to know what that person is made of.
Okay.
Before now, they say, show me who your friend is, and I'll tell you who you are. These companies right now, they really want to see what you are made of. The world is going online.
Okay, so show me your social media handles and I will tell you who
what are you made of? What is your ideology about life?
And it's not just about your post, it's also about your comments on other people's socials.
Of course.
Yes, and AI is able to give your digital footprint, whether comment you that you thought you've forgotten for years. AI would just extract everything, and companies are able to take their decision about you.
Really, if you were rude to this person, we can imagine you talking to our HR in that manner.
Oh, okay. All right. So I think at this point, we'd like to inform you again that you're part of this conversation, and we'll be happy to read your thoughts. So talk to us about the ideas you're getting from what my wonderful discussants are saying. We're talking about this important topic on day 3 of Communication Week, brought to you by Fides Television. And our topic is creating safe online spaces fostering a culture of respect, kindness, and empathy. What do you think? How do we begin to reduce the spate of insults online and the unwholesome, environment? Sometimes you feel like, please, I don't need to use my phone anymore. Yeah, but you don't know it's because of the hostility it's getting to you. We'll take a short break, and we'll be right back. I am Ife Aronwo-Kafo.
Talking, community acting, communication, the way to go. Community talking, acting, communication, the way to go.
Come week, communication, communication, for synodality, for ability, for community, for connectivity, compatibility, promoting media literacy.
Important conversation on how to make communication more comely and effective in our world by addressing issues with virtual or online communication. My name is Ife Aronwo-Kafo, and I'm still with Joy Dennis. Hi, Joy. I hope you're enjoying the conversation.
Yeah, very well.
All right, and we're joined by Amos Rilwan, studio manager here at Fides TV.
Thank you.
All right. Earlier we had Alexander Johnson, and he made valuable contributions. Now, Amos, you listened to all that we said earlier on. What would you say? Of course, we identified what can be wrong. It can be from the family, the society. Where do we begin to revive ourselves, to get back to the path of respect in communication, whether online or offline, the path of kindness, the path of empathy? How do we start? Where? Who should do what?
Well, for me, I think this is largely dependent on an individual, because first and foremost, you have to understand who you are, and then you have to discover who you are and what your purpose is. You start from there, and then that will guide you in the kind of persons you keep, the kind of companies you keep, and then what you listen to, what you watch, who you follow. It's all embedded in you discovering yourself. So if you finally discover that this is what I want to do in life and this is who I am in life, it will guide you on how you communicate with people. It will guide you, you know. Obviously, you know that, okay, for instance, probably I'm a CEO of a particular company, and you know very well, deep down within you, that you being rude, you not being sincere in your conversation with people, you putting up attitude, characters, and what have you, will not lead you anywhere. You will drop it. I don't think you've seen, we'll take it for instance, I don't think you've seen any CEO or anybody who is heading a particular establishment or heading somewhere, for instance, misbehaving and talking to people. For instance, check our director, for instance, Fides Media. I mean, if you, whatever you want to talk online, he won't answer you.
Okay.
You understand?
Yes, if you're going out of line.
Yes.
But you're speaking like a Christian because, you know, at that point, we're talking of unguarded moments and how people can rein themselves in. You know, at that point of provocation, how does the person stop and remember, oh, I should act like somebody that is going somewhere? You know, so that is why I was talking about what should be done. Because you cannot give what you do not have. You know, the fact that father is able to hold himself in, you know, I think it's something that is practiced. He had to build, it became a habit, yeah, because he had to imbibe the value of that. So where, what, who should do what? Now we're talking of Children's Day today.
Yes.
It's important that we are having this conversation today. Is there a role for parents? Is there a role for aunties, uncles in the neighborhood? Yeah. And then schools, what role can they play? You know, so if we're able to see how everybody can be part of this, then maybe it might be possible to get out of the woods. Joy.
Okay, we started by, I recall when we started the whole conversation, you said the actual topic we have is not for we, like we the adults. It is also going to be helpful to posterity, young children coming up.
Yes, not just for us.
Not just for us, yeah, for the children coming up. So I think the family, I will always say the family is the basis of everything. Parents henceforth should learn to teach their children how to communicate with people respectfully, how to be empathetic. Because I always say there's a difference between being sympathetic and empathetic. You can be sorry at a distance without doing anything about it. But being empathetic has to do with understanding how the person grieving is feeling at the moment. Yeah. So they should teach their children these little things like, okay, when you see someone being hurt, how do you react to it? Don't just walk away. You feel, what is wrong with you? What is wrong with you? They should learn how to apply courtesy. I think children at their earliest stage, they learn magic words. Sorry, excuse me. All of those things will help the child while coming up to know how to apply. And of course, when it is already embedded in you, conversations like this would not be a problem. So I think the family is something. Even important. The environment, we're talking about safe environment here. The environment, the neighbor, everybody has a role to play. Teachers, students, they all have roles to play.
Okay, so when the family sets the foundation, the school can reinforce, the church can reinforce, other agents of socialization, even the media, that's where our conversation comes in, can also reinforce, but the family has to, because that's the basic unit of the society. So yes, and when we talk about the family, so aunties, uncles, because well, of course we know there are some children in orphanages. Yeah, so the fact that they are not in regular homes does not mean that they shouldn't be taught how to communicate. Yeah. And when the family does its job, the school and other agents of socialization, then there is a standard set. Because then the child knows, oh, I'm not expected to go below the standard because I have been taught this. And teaching them should be very conscious. It's conscious sensitization, consciously teaching them, not really passively. They should be made to know that there's something like a safe environment. Yes, those are conversations that can be had. Sometimes I call my children and I talk to them. I pick a topic, you know, anything that happens around, we actually discuss it. So it's easy for the child to remember when that conversation was had. Yes. And the fact, and I then said to this, I say, my expectation of you, if you're in such a situation, is for you to do this. I actually go ahead to say that. So it can happen, even if it doesn't happen at home, it can be in school, during assembly, you know, during moral instruction, you know, all these setups. That's where we can have these conversations. So sometimes let's not spiritualize things all the time. The spiritual controls the physical, but sometimes let us also talk about real life situations and how that you're, because, yeah, if a father does not pause when somebody, he might have reacted before knowing that he shouldn't have reacted. So a pause is important. Just like the other day, I had a situation with a journalist. He was supposed to do something, he failed to, and he was calling me repeatedly. I did not take that call. It was only days after when I took it, he was asking, I said, I was not supposed, if I had picked it, this relationship won't continue. Do you understand? Yeah. So probably he will learn from me to avoid situations where you say the wrong thing. So you can ignore. What other ways? Yes, we have just 2 minutes more. And anytime you chance on this program, of course, we have a few comments in the comment box, but we may not be able to take them. Please drop your comment, contribution, because at other times, other people will learn from what you have to say in this situation. Yes, so as we close, talk to me about other ways that we can enthrone kindness, respect, and of course, what else? Empathy in our communication, whether online or offline. Are there words ways we can put our words differently so it doesn't sound brash or hostile?
All right, so I think talking about the visual aspects now, there is the way you can make comment on something that you think is not too okay, and the person can code. There's an indirect way of telling somebody that this is not good without you going straight. You understand?
Yeah.
Just like the other time, somebody made a comment on our page, and I saw it. He was trying to pass a message across. But then the way he sounded it, I would just imagine that if I were to be this guy physically, I mean, he only gonna know what he's going to do, just from those words that he typed on it. And I saw it, and I thought of going to respond to him privately, but then I just let everything. It's others that were responding to him on the other, like, do we send you this? I said, this response they've given to him is enough. I don't have to say anything. Until today, we didn't say anything to him. So sometimes you ignore. Some other times, if you see something that, okay, you think your advice will go a long way, you could just say, okay, this is nice, but you can do it this way.
Okay.
As a kind of a suggestion, instead of just coming like, this is bad. You just weigh that person down, and some persons might not even summon courage to continue that thing again. But if you say this is nice, but you can do it this way, the person, okay, the person might even come to your DM to ask, and okay, well, how can I do it? And so I think that is it.
And then I just want to pop this in here. If somebody said something that you don't really like and it keeps disturbing you, you can just delete it and block. Yes, just avoid, keeping it on your timeline so you're not reminded.
Yeah, I think on the virtual space, people should learn to respect boundaries. Probably if someone is going through a particular thing and the person brings up that particular issue, if you're trying to prefer a solution, whatever solution you are giving should dwell within the confines of that issue. You shouldn't go more than that and start to bash the person on their personal life. Maybe someone is going through some marital issues and the person brings that, you start speaking ill about something that's, all of those things are not so good. And they should
Stick to the issue.
Yes, just be specific and
Issue-based.
don't go. And they should try to be respectful, because someone like me, whenever I'm reading a message, I read your tone, I read the expressions. I don't know if it's just me. So you might not sound like that, but I'm reading like that. So people should pay attention to these things, because it's really,
and that's because you're a very emotional person. I can sense it. So a lot of people are as emotional as Joy. So be careful, so you don't. And that's why some people have committed suicide, because of what somebody wrote about them, body shamed them. Oh, you're too slim or too fat, and then the person goes in and sniper. So please, let's not be the reason why somebody decides to end it right then. All right, and that's it on the program today. Let us create safe spaces for vulnerable people, children, adults. Everyone deserves a safe space, whether physically or online. Let us do that this communication week and always. Thank you so much, Joy Dennis, for being here. And of course, thank you, Amos, for also being here as well. Special thanks to Father Robert Anaboso, the director here at Fides, Father Constantine Okoli, the deputy director, and the entire Fides crew, and you as well, who took our time to watch us, to every child who is watching this as well. Please be empathetic, be kind, be respectful, and let us enthrone a future where communication is more effective and heals the world. I am Ifi Aron Wokafo, and of course, Communication Week continues. Keep joining us.
Communication, the way to go. Communication, the way to go.
Welcome week. Communication. For synodality. For ability. For community. For connectivity. Compatibility. Promoting media literacy. Creativity, reciprocity, for effectivity.
Communicating, communicating, communication, the way to go. Communicating, the way to go.
Welcome week. Communication. For synodality. For ability. For community. For connectivity. Compatibility. Promoting media literacy.